Well, good afternoon. I'm so excited to be here with some of the leading cast members of Les Miserables, about to open at Cumberland County Playhouse. Can you go down and introduce yourselves, please, and say who you're playing?
Yes. I am Nathaniel Hackman. I'll be playing Jean Valjean.
I'm Nicole Hackman, and I'm playing Fantine. I'm Lindy Penzick, and I'm playing Cosette.
And I'm Greg Penzick, and I'm playing Marius.
Okay, so we have two married couples. They're playing some young lovebirds. You're not lovebirds.
We like each other a
We're
lot.
all married. Okay, I've got some questions for you because, you know, we love to give our audience members and our followers on Facebook and Twitter a chance to get, you know, behind the scenes. We're here on the set, which is nearing completion for this massive show. What's very exciting is we're expanding the stage for this show, so we're in for a treat. Those of you who come here will not have seen it look like this before. First of all, I'm going to throw a question to Nicole.
Okay.
How does it feel to be playing opposite and along with your real-life partner?
It's great. We've done it many times, and I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 times. And in
Cool.
this one, we're not actually playing opposite each other, but we do have quite a few scenes, and I get very angry with him, so that's kind of fun.
That is fun. Are there ever times when your interpretation of the show or something could get in the way, or do you tend to agree artistically?
Well, you know,
We had a disagreement 2 rehearsals
rehearsals ago, I desperately wanted her to hand me a letter and a little piece of business, and she desperately did not want to, and so...
No. So
I
we
never said there wouldn't be a
compromised.
surprise question.
We compromised, and I am handing the letter, but not when he wanted me to.
All right then. Okay, I'm going to turn to Lindy and Greg for the next one. Now, they happen to live right now right behind the theater, so they don't get a lot of away time. And right now, Lindy is performing in another show and getting ready to open this one. I'm curious what it's like, whether you take your work home with you or do you leave it in the rehearsal hall?
That's a good question, too. I would say a little of both.
Fair.
Just because the commute is about 30 seconds.
We're often talking about it still as we're leaving rehearsals, and we're walking down the hill, and then we're still talking about it down there.
Very true.
But if you're asking if we have, like, you know, little extra rehearsals at home, not usually.
Except for the kissing scenes.
Good. Yeah, practice is very important.
But, you know, and especially, you know, sometimes we don't have this problem in this particular show because, you know, we're in love and everything's just hunky-dory. But sometimes when you have a role, like let's say that we have to fight a lot on stage, well, you know, sometimes, you know, you get home and you're like, why are we arguing?
Yeah.
Well, just
Still cranky.
We're continuing this argument that we started on stage. This is silly. So, you know, it's just one of those hazards of being an actor. You got to learn how to turn it off.
Absolutely. Okay, Nate,
Yes.
I have a question for you, especially since you've come to us from the National Touring Company of Les Mis and have had months of playing the show on a different set with different costumes. How much do the costumes and scenery affect what you do?
Well, you know, I think that quite a bit of the actual living in the show and you know, the moment that you become that character really happens once you get the shoes on and once you get the makeup on and once you really get to look in the mirror or look at your fellow actors in their costumes and really feel like you're there. So I think it's a huge part of the process and one of my absolute favorite parts. I can't wait for everyone to come and see this production. I mean, we've got these fantastic costumes built by Rebel that are coming out, and I mean, we just had our costume fittings yesterday and they look fabulous.
Great.
I'd also imagine in a period show, I just knocked the camera, so sorry. Nate did not, like, fall. In a period show, especially, I know I'm a performer myself, it makes a big difference because you walk differently, you carry yourself differently, or if you're playing a different age. So I imagine that
Or
definitely...
even something as simple as wearing a coat versus not wearing a coat. And what kind
Heels
of
and
coat.
not heels.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
boots, not boots.
Or instead of blue jeans,
Right.
having a full gown.
Yeah.
Yeah. You carry yourself differently.
Is it strange? I'm sure the set is quite a bit different.
It is quite different.
From a touring show.
In all honesty, the stuff that has been put together here at the Playhouse is actually quite a bit bigger in scale.
Much grander.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
It doesn't have to travel.
Exactly. Yeah, what we had on tour had to be able to fit on a couple of semi-trucks. And
Right.
fortunately, because this is basically an installation piece here,
great.
we're completely rebuilding this whole thing, and it's really fantastic.
Awesome. Okay, Lindy.
Yes.
What's your favorite moment in the show so far?
So many.
It can change tomorrow. For
yes,
today.
Yes, absolutely. Personally, for my character, one of my favorite moments is when we're first introduced to the Rue Plumet sequence, where
Cosette has just seen Marius recently, and then she's thinking about how this is changing her life. She's feeling all these feelings that she's never experienced before, and then when he shows up, it's just a magical moment. I think it's just really nice and so easy to fall in love with this guy. But it's one of my favorite moments in the show.
How about for you, Greg?
Well, one of the things I love about playing opposite Lindy so much is how she makes such great decisions on stage. It's not about what you're saying, it's about what you're doing with it. And there's this one moment when we first lock eyes on stage. I bump into her on stage, and that's where we meet. And, you know, it's kind of the classic, everything goes tumbling everywhere, and we're trying to pick everything up. And there was this really nice little moment, because she was having bread to carry around to hand to the poor people, and where she just offered me a roll. And I was like,
I saw that.
sure, I'd love a roll.
It was great.
And it kind of, it was such a beautiful little
Generous.
moment that it became, we're playing off it quite a bit now. So I think that's one of my favorite moments.
I love things like that because it comes out of just a natural instinct, and not the script says she hands him a roll.
Right.
You know, that's not
hands
a.
him a letter.
Or okay. So in wrapping up, Nicole, a favorite moment for you so far?
I die early on, and I
Me
actually
too.
leave a child behind. And this child in the next scene, we have 3 wonderful little girls playing Cosette. And first of all, Crossville must have something in the water because we produce many, many, many talented children. It's not just Crossville, all 13 surrounding counties. I mean, years and years of that. But we have 3 precious tiny things, and they sing a beautiful song called Castle in a Cloud, and all 3 of them are glorious. And here's the funny part. Now, we have these beautiful children, and after the scene where he takes them away, because I've said, please raise my child, so we have these 3 wonderful Cosettes, they turn into Lindy, and she's my baby! So that's really great. So my other favorite moment is at the end of the play. He's much older, and she's coming in, and I am a ghost, and I'm looking at the man who has raised my child, and that's kind of glorious because we have a baby, and so it makes me cry a little bit.
Yeah.
The music is so beautiful.
So
that
beautiful.
moment.
It sure is.
Lovely,
So,
yeah.
so that lineage is really special.
So I'm going to just alter the question a little for you to end this. I'm sure you have favorite moments.
I do.
Has that changed being in this new production? Do you have a different favorite, or do you have one that has stuck with you, throughout doing the show?
It's so hard, like Lindy said, it's so hard to pick. There are so many great moments.
Sure.
One of my favorites that has been one of my favorites since I first listened to this show on PBS in 1990. I'm not sure when it was on that anniversary special. Yeah, I mean, wore it out. Greg and I have talked about this many times. There's this really pivotal confrontation scene between the bad guy Javert and my character Valjean, and the 2 fellas that we have playing it are just fabulous, Britt Hancock and Jason Ross, and they are both fantastic and so different that it's such an amazing opportunity to be able to do that scene with both of them. It's the dynamics are so different, the moments are so different, and it's one of my favorite pieces in all of theater. So
cool.
I can't pick one, but that is a huge highlight
among them. Well, what an interesting experience to have for everyone in the company, to have people rotating in certain roles, to have that acting challenge. Absolutely.
Every night for us and you all. So
The audience should come back many times because
I think
you'll never
so.
see the same show twice.
That's
You won't,
right.
Literally. Between the
Bonus
Cosettes.
question, ding ding. Have the 4 of you been in a show together before? All
Yes.
4? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Name one.
Lady.
My Fair Lady,
Oklahoma.
Was that it?
That might have been all?
That may have been it.
Okay.
Chicago.
Briefly.
Yes, that's
heard
right.
A little bit Chicago.
Shit.
When did we go? Because he was on tour the first year you guys were here. The 3 of us have been in more shows.
Yeah.
Lindy and I were together.
Dolly.
When
Hello, Dolly.
Dolly was the first one that the
Cool.
3 of us did together. So yes,
Night
we were
Music.
Night
Yeah.
Music. We did that together. So
Oh, I heard about that.
We've done a lot of great shows together.
Well, this is a great experience to have this level of talent at the Playhouse. So thank you for giving us a little of your time today, and we'll see you on the internet.
Oh boy.
Perfect.